don't even know what it is, yo. Like I'm chilling, but I've been like in a straight up R&B vibe like all day.
I see. I got stuck the other night watching D Nice at like randomly I couldn't sleep and it was like 1 a.m. and he had a gold um shirt on and
Oh
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
it got real raw. Women was in there ready to throw their panties at him.
They always are. It's always
I was like, oh, it's getting freaky up in here. He was playing everything that anybody in the bedroom wanted to be in. And I was like, and by the time it got to like 2:30, 2:45, I was like, Nick, you got to go to bed because you ain't got nobody to do nothing with. And you might as well just go ahead and slow jam yourself to sleep. So,
did he play the vibrator noise?
Yes, he played the vibrator noise. He did a mix with his fingers that I ain't gonna lie was a huge turn on. Like, I was like, this is why I like DJs.
You went from slandering D Nice to falling in love.
I wasn't slandering him. You are. Oh, I wasn't slandering him.
To falling in love with him.
I wasn't slandering him, and I'm not falling in love. I just, I have an appreciation. I do have an ex that was a DJ, so I just know that they're really good with their hands.
D had you open it to them.
Yo, it was late. I was like, what is he doing? I was like, and I'm typing like, what are you doing? Like, you playing the dun, 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 dun. And it was just too much. It was too much going on in there. So anyway, let's get this show started.
Oh, that's a funny lead-in, boy. The last episode. But his lives, especially his late at night Jones. Like, yo.
No, that late at night, I was like, I don't know who he got or what's going on or who at his house when he in this set. Yo. But with the gold, the silk gold pajamas on, and he was sipping on something, and it was like midnight in LA. So I'm sitting here like, it's midnight there. It was a vibe. It was a vibe. Lusting. I was happy I was up. No lie, I was happy I was up. But I was like, I can't sleep, and this is not helping.
Lusting, about to lose your mind. Yo, true story. Before we get started, I was on a date one time, right? And we was out, like we was like riding around, and we was chilling, we was talking. And D Nice went live, so like I get the notifications when he go live because I be vibing out.
Yeah.
And I had an iPad in the back seat, and I got one of them drinks where you can put the iPad on the dash and it'll just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
And he played one of his sets, and Shorty was in the passenger seat, like, yeah, what's up? I was like, yes, D Nice. But that was.
Yo, I see. Speaking of which, I seen this meme, and it was like, when you got a Philly girl and you trying to turn her on, all you got to, speaking of Philly, you from Philly, all you got to do is play this. And I think it was a Beanie Siegel. No, it was Meek Mill, one of his most popular singles. I don't know the name of it.
Dreams and Nightmares.
Probably.
The intro.
I used to rhyme like this and the time like this, and then the panties get thrown at him, and he's like, "Oh, that's what we're doing tonight." And
that's the Philly national anthem. Either that or what we do.
That's what he said. People was like, "Don't call me out like that." It was funny though. Anyway, we have a great show today. I know we just started on some ratchetness, but
you started on some ratchetness.
I really did.
I was laughing and co-signing it because it's ironic. If y'all watched the show last week, y'all saw when Shakeerah was on here slandering like all he do is promote. Yo.
All I did was make a statement saying I don't see him like that anymore. And when I do, it's him promoting an upcoming show. That's what I said. Don't twist my words. Anywho, so what's good? Let's get
man, I'm chilling, man. Free Mr. Clark, man. Word yes. High. You know what I'm saying?
I just seen somebody was playing a clip recently when he was talking to Oh gosh. Okay, I'm drawing a blank. But one of his most famous lines when he was going off, and
you do crack, son? You should have.
so
You from Jersey, yo.
I know. I'm not from Patterson, though. That's a whole nother.
Let me tell you
I'm not
something.
from Patterson.
Let me tell you something. Women from Patterson and from Newark have got to be
Newark, not Newark. We're not Delaware. We're not Delaware. We're not
Newark.
Delaware.
I'm from Philly, so I'm gonna say it. And from Newark and Patterson, got to be some of the rawest women I've ever met. It ain't nothing.
Don't talk about it. I was born and raised up until a certain age.
It ain't nothing but thugs. Like
we are.
Like yo, like
we are.
And be mad emotions.
But we're not thugs. We just grow up with dudes, and you got to be rough. And you know, so when certain, like, I remember I have a friend that lives in New York, and she's always like, when she go to Harlem bars and clubs and they play like real hard rap, she's like the only dainty girl that's like, you wanna and then dudes be turning around like, hey, you know more of the words than I do. And it's like, we
hard body, and then be the most emotional creatures ever. Shout out to the homie Dashe from Newark. She actually studying for her law degree, because when we blow up, I'm gonna need a lawyer, because I already feel I'm gonna be on some bullshit. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Yo, this week we are on the last 90-day checkup before our final check-in. Shakeerah, how you feeling?
Excellent. I'm feeling good. You want to know why? Because A, we made it. B, I'm starting this new 75 day kind of refocus.
So you're doing another type joint?
Doing another challenge. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's about drinking water. It's about changing your diet. It's about reading a book, reading 10 pages a day, which is one of my goals, because I'll be starting books and then I go to another book. So it's about getting focused more than anything else, and setting discipline, as well as it's a continuous process. We are forever people that are going to always kind of fall off the wagon and have to get back up. So with this 90-day checkup, I will say it's been a great eye opener to what I want, what I don't want, what I want to be. You know, last night, I'll share, I had kind of felt like, you know, sometimes you need to rewrite your plan, or not necessarily, it's not about goals, but rewrite who you are, because you are always evolving. And so it was like, whoever I'm not right now, what is the someone that I want to be? And so I'm on that tip right now. Like, I want to be this person, you know, very high in fitness, very, you know, health conscious. You know, that don't mean I'm not going to eat chocolate cookies or chips, but I'm very conscious of how often I'm eating that, how soon, you know, what I'm putting in my body and all that other stuff. So, so shout out to us, you know, being consistent, because that for us, as me and you know, wasn't always super easy, because we allowed things that we're going through to stop us progressing. So shout out to us. So I'm on a new one today.
Now I'm proud of you, because you've made a lot of changes. I'm still excited to see certain stuff happen for you, but you know, I understand that it's a process. For me, consistency has been the key word to my life through this 90-day check-in. I realized, like you, that there are certain you know, things that I want, certain ways I want to be, certain ways I want to carry myself, and especially continuing to like expand myself with everything that we're doing and everything, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, I said I want to be Regis, you know what I'm saying, I want to host Tonight Show, I want to do all those things, and I'm finding that I get hyper focused to the point where I burn myself out.
Right.
So for these last few weeks, my goal is to not reset myself, but recalibrate. And so like people like, oh, what's different? So when I'm recalibrating, I want to keep doing the things that I'm doing, but I want to reset the pace at which I'm doing it. Right. And I want to continue to upgrade myself. Like, like the weight's been coming off, which has been dope. You know what I'm saying? My skin is luxurious. Everybody hearing that every week now, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? I drink probably 1.5 gallons of water a day. I love water. I'm mad bougie now though. I drink the expensive alkaline
he
water.
Mad bougie. Y'all hear this? Because if you want to go back and play the tapes, this one right here has called me bougie for having water ordered to my house. Yet now he willing to pay $2 to $3.
I'm having water delivered to my house.
Who cares?
But I want to drink good water. Like there's a lot of people who can't take advantage of that, and I want to do that. And I found water that I really like. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to slander me, big dog. You have a scheduled water delivery. Like you are like the supreme bougie joint. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even about to.
It's no difference. You still paying more extra. You like the water you like. I like the water I like. I just happen to order mine because it's easier.
Mind your business though. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Mind your business. I don't need that slander. But like literally that's the goal for me. And then I've been thinking about love lately. Like, so here's the thing, right?
Therapy starting heavy this episode. Go.
I'm gonna have to cut some stuff out because I'm in the zone. So therapy has been the greatest tool and also the most sobering thing ever, right? Because the one thing that you realize when you go through therapy is you start seeing things and people differently.
Right.
Like you start seeing, and I hate to say it this way, when you're willing to grow and you're willing to change, you see where other people are not. And you start to see how selfish some tendencies are in the way that some people are. And you start to be like, damn, like it's almost to a certain extent, to a certain point, you almost hate like being this enlightened to a certain extent, because it's like, damn, like I'm the only one who sees it. And then you come off as being an asshole. Like, so I had a situation yesterday, like, a young lady I was kind of dealing with who she has a tendency to call me, and all she does, Shakeerah, is give me bad fucking news when she calls. Don't even say hello. Don't say nothing. It's just like, yo, I'm on violence as soon as I call. It's just bad news, bad. And I kind of went off and I was just like, bro, like, I'm starting to realize and see things in people in my life who don't pour into me how I pour into them. And like, I don't pour into people so that they can give it back. But at the same token, I feel like there's certain behaviors once you get to a certain age that should completely stop. And with that, I've been thinking about like, yo, like, I'm ready to fall in love. Like,
that's awesome.
I'm ready, and we have these conversations and you be on me about the stuff I be doing, but I'm really ready to like build with one person. Like, I think I've been ready for a while. I'm gonna say that the fear is gone. The fear of feeling like I gotta be perfect. The fear of feeling like, excuse me, that I'm never gonna be ready. So I've always been there to a certain extent, but I haven't always pulled the trigger. And like the issue is like, people's like, oh, you're so charismatic, you're this, you're that, and the other. And that's what makes it hard. Because my homeboys who fallen in love already, like they knew, because like this was a person they could just talk to all the time, this and that and the other. Shakeerah, you know me. People have conversations with me all the time. It just comes natural. So I'm having to work these things out. So that's as I end these 90 days, I think I'm actually going to go into something else and do a little bit of extra work that I've been talking about with my therapist, because I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying?
You're ready to find that woman, and it's about the man finding the woman. So
I'm trying to sing John. There. I'm trying to sing John B. Pretty Girl to her, you know what I'm saying? And she be in the car and we be driving, you know what I'm saying? She just randomly like put lotion on my hands, you know what I'm saying? Like I need that. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, I need you to have lotion on your hands before you get in the car.
Big dog, you don't understand. You can have lotion on your head. Yo, the fellas know. Sometimes you be in a car with your girl and she be playing with your hands and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And she be like lotioning her hands, and then she take your hand and she do the little lotion thing. Like, yo, like I listen, don't have me all in my feelings because I'll start singing some Tevin Campbell up in this motherfucker. Anyway, thank you for continuing the journey with us on the 90-day check-in. Our last check-in will be on September 15th, and then we might have some good news. We might, you know what I'm saying, we might continue on some different. Shakeerah's already in a different place. She listened over D Nice. So let's go ahead and get into our culture news here.
Here we go.
So first and foremost, Bank of America is actually launching a pilot program that's supposed to help first-time home buyers in Black and Latino neighborhoods obtain mortgage loans without down payment, closing costs, or credit score minimums. This was actually literally just announced, and it was a lot done after a Bloomberg News analysis that was published that actually uncovered a lot more racial disparity that you saw. I'm sure many of you have seen the Instagram viral post where the Black person will get the valuation of their home, and then they'll scrub everything. They'll have like a white friend do it, and then it doubles. So with this news coming out, Shakeerah, what do you think about this? How are you feeling about that?
This is so exciting. Now, unfortunately, they didn't choose none of my state that I'm in, but in Dallas, Detroit, Los Angeles, Miami, and Charlotte, if y'all live there, if any of our listeners or watchers live there, you now have the opportunity to own your own home. And I'm so excited. I have family that lives in Charlotte. I'm actually going there for Labor Day weekend. And we talked about that. I'm like, we got to get this application approved because, you know, y'all need a house. I got a best friend that lives in Detroit. You need a house. I got friends that live in LA, and, you know, they need a house. I don't know nobody in Dallas or Miami, but my goal, you know, is to help those. And I think that Bank of America making this decision was one of the best decisions ever. Now, as far as what their cap is, because it's going to be over flooded with applications. What their cap is, I don't know what that is, but I think it's a start, because it is the level of Black people owning homes and Caucasians, Asians, so many other races owning homes is huge gap. And I think it's time to bring that gap together or closer. And we deserve it. We get denied for so much. Like, we deserve it. I don't know if this is, you know, feeling like, well, y'all didn't get y'all reparations, so we're gonna help y'all out. I'm not sure, but I'll take it, you know, because we deserve to know what it's like to have home ownership, especially if you are, you know, employed, you have the means to be able to pay it, but you paying this outrageous rent that you've been doing for your life. And or you have a family, you're looking to have a backyard and have a safe environment you can put your kids in. The time is now. So when I seen this, I was like jumping for joy, because I'm like, we need this. And this is a pilot program. They're going to see how it works first in these 5 cities, and then go from there and expand it to other. I'm sure Philadelphia will probably be on that next group, because that's a big one, you know. Maybe New York, that might be later, but just the fact of the matter is, this is a win for us. And I'm looking forward to seeing how long it takes, what this process is going to be like, how rigorous it's going to be. I don't think the application's not open yet, right? You can't.
No, so it's not available as of yet. They're going to be opening up soon. Now, you got to remember, under the program, the banks are going to base the loan decision off of borrower history of their timely payments. So like when you're paying your rent, you're paying your utilities, your auto insurance, phone bills, they're going to go beyond the credit score, so the people can be able to further define their credit worthiness. I mean,
and I feel like that's how it should. That's how it should be for home ownership. That's also how it should be for cars, honestly, because I feel like. Go ahead.
You got to remember too. I mean, the credit score is just became something like 91 or 89 or something like that. Yeah, so it's 80s, not something new. I'm skeptical about it, because Bank of America has always been on some bullshit regardless. I mean, if you know, I know
I have an account with them. I'm not gonna shame them. Go ahead.
Shit, I will. I know that people change, and I know that things change. So I'm always skeptical about these new programs and what they do. I want to see them come into play first, because you still have to understand there's so much disparity in pay already. You know what I mean? There's disparity in so many things. And one thing that you have to remember, so when home ownership surged in 2020, everyone was excited, but there was still a lot of disparities there. So the home ownership rate for whites during that surge was 72%. The rate was about 61% for Asians, 51% for Hispanics, and then 43% for blacks.
Yeah.
So we have to still understand, even with these things that are happening, there's still such a disparity. So, you know, things, being able to clear things off, being able to reset the marker for everyone is important. And it's a matter of seeing, you know, if it's going to happen. Warren Buffett's like a mortgage company that he owns just had a $24 million settlement for federal charges of intentionally discriminating against Black and Latino homebuyers in Philly, Delaware, and Jersey. So it's still out there. You know what I mean? Just one bank. We need to see everybody get involved. We need to see major overhaul changes. And overall, they got to raise the federal minimum wage. And these rent prices got to come down. Like, these rent prices.
The rent prices have to come down, because my thing is, like, I mean, it's ridiculous, just ridiculous. And it's like, it's ridiculous even compared to the pay. Like, I get emails all the time about jobs. I got an email yesterday, and it was like, this job that's in this area, and they want to pay $15 an hour. Well, where am I supposed to live when I go and accept a $15 an hour job? Where are you supposed to live? In the hood only? That's not fair to us, you know. And it's to try to keep us in this hood only mentality, where we can't live where everybody else lives. We only can live in the income based housing, or you know. So you're right, there's a lot of change, but I feel like we'll see how this goes, right? Because they announced it and they won a lot of kudos, but the kudos don't happen until people start actually saying, this I got approved. You know,
I'm not giving you a pat on the back for no shit that you probably should have done years ago, because you had already, but especially Bank of America, you've been out here overcharging motherfuckers for overdraft fees for years. So you basically taking the money
and Wells Fargo.
Charging. So I mean, they can kiss
Wells
my
Fargo,
ass with that. But
Capital One, there's a lot, you know, a lot, and a lot of them got a lot of bailouts during PPP and all of that. So I feel like, I mean, America's messed up. Let's just be honest about that. Like, messed up.
I'm kind of sad, because I was excited for Greenwood Bank, and then someone recently told me that Greenwood Bank is really not Black owned. So I need to do my research on that.
That's normally
I need to do my research on that, and I need to figure that out, because, like, yo, they've been promoting that John like constantly, that is Black owned. And then a lot of people are like cooling off of it because of, you know, Killer Mike and some of his interviews and that.
Right. And they probably have blacks, and there probably is 1 or 2 Black people on the board. So, you know, just like, I'm about to say something that whatever. Just like these small businesses where the wife or the husband is of another race, and the other wife or husband or spouse or whomever is Black, and all of a sudden they get to put a Black owned sticker. I don't necessarily think that that's Black owned, because it's not 100% Black owned. It's 50% Black owned. So start finding these 50% Black owned. But I have seen that even here. It's like, this is Black owned. Then I go there, and the owner or half owner is not Black. So to me, that's not a Black owned company. Black owned is Black. They don't have a drop. They are actually not Black. Like, so anyway, that's my rant on that.
So moving on, and talking again about the disparity and how Blacks are being mistreated in the community. Jackson, Mississippi, many in the city right now are literally struggling with water. So a majority of the city doesn't have safe drinking water at home, or water pressure that they have is so low that they're not able to bathe, cook, or flush their toilets. So this has recently even come out more. I mean, it's been an ongoing issue, but recently President Biden called the mayor on Wednesday after approving emergency declaration for the state. So they discussed some federal government plans to assist the city, including support for FEMA and the Army Corps of Engineers. So the biggest thing is like right now is, they were talking to a beauty supply owner, and she was saying that she's having to buy water to shampoo the customers' hair because the water pressure is so low. There was a flood at Pearl River, that actually happened this week, and the flood partially made the water system even worse. So there's a lot of issues from, the same issues that are happening in Detroit. As far as like the pipes, it's like these are decade-long issues that are actually going on in the city's water system. They've been boiling water for months because there's high levels of toxicity in the water. So it's just a lot going on. USA Today actually did a huge article that actually talked about it, and then one of the things they point out is that Jackson is 83% Black. So for decades, the officials they couldn't afford repairs to the water system. They're saying right now that it could be billions of dollars that would be the cost to fix the water there. So it doesn't make any sense that this is kind of continuing to happen. Now, I know you said you had a friend in Detroit, so like what are your thoughts on this, and how was she dealt with it where she is, or is she dealing with it?
I don't necessarily think that she's dealing with it because it's not hitting her right now. But I think it's the same. I think what they're doing is similar to Flint. And we have the resources and money in the United States to be able to fix this. And I think it takes so many people to get behind something like this when it can be a resolve. It's not going to be a right away resolve, but there is some action that can be taken right now to aid those. Water is necessary. Like, clean water is necessary. And so I just, I don't know. I'm going to keep watching this story because I feel like this is going a Flint direction.
Yeah. Dion, who has Jackson State University players, actually posted an Instagram story about his players. Literally, he's having to move them to different places only because they don't have any water. They're not able to do anything, and they're out there practicing in that heat, every day. So I don't know. I mean, definitely continue to pray for Jackson, Mississippi. My thing is that I understand that there's only so much that federally can be done because a lot of it, from what I'm being told, is on a state level. But
it is on a state level.
If we can send money to these other countries, we're sending billions of dollars to other countries.
There's no reason why we can't fix our own backyard.
But we're not taking care of our own people. That's the problem. So
America's foul. I know I live here, but it's foul on many levels. That's just my point, and that's it. I'm probably gonna say that a lot because we're foul. Moving on. So, Will,
I had to give you a moment because I know you.
But I'm trying not to. I'm really like, bite your tongue. Move on. Bite your tongue. Some recent news that actually just came out today in regards to Tiffany Haddish, comedians Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears is facing a lawsuit from a woman and her younger brother. They're claiming that they were told to perform inappropriate acts on camera for sketches. This is allegedly. We don't know if this is true at all. The sister claimed that Haddish taught her to how to make sexually suggestive actions for a sketch. It doesn't sound like the behavior of Tiffany Haddish, but this is what's happening. And so this lawsuit also accused the comedian of molesting the brother while filming a sketch they published on the Funny or Die website. Haddish has spoke out and denied the claims. I don't believe that Spears has spoken out on this as of yet. This supposedly happened when they were younger. I think it was 7 and 14, and now the young woman is 22. So she's filing on behalf of herself. Her mother had been trying to push for this for years, and now that the daughter is old enough, she can represent herself. But her brother is now 15 years old, who is still a minor. So the mother is representing or has an attorney representing her. And so the complaint pretty much is in regards to Haddish and Spears for the during this. I don't know if there is an actual video out there. I haven't found any additional information on the story about a video, but supposedly they're claiming that they were a little close to them and they were looking upon them for sketch ideas, or maybe that's what they want to do in the future. I don't know. And so there's a lot on this story so far, but pretty much in 2014, Haddish allegedly pitched another idea to their mother for them to do, starring the 7-year-old, and allegedly told the family that he would star in a sizzle reel for Nickelodeon. And it's called, it would be called Through a Pedophile's Eyes. Whoa. Ironic. And in which Spears played the pedophile. He played the pedophile, and it was posted on Funny or Die, but the mother allegedly didn't know about what was really in the sketch. And so that pretty much happened back in 2017, 2018.
Wow.
I don't even, if you guys,
I don't let you talk about that story. I don't even.
Yeah. Wow. So normally, if you're doing anything with a minor, you do have to get the consent of the parent and written hand consent, especially to put them on camera. We all know, well, I've worked on even independent films. It doesn't matter who the person is, they should sign an NDA. But if they're a minor, their parent has to sign an NDA. So I don't know if that's going to come to light if an NDA was signed or not. Yeah. But now they're going after them for up to, the mother tried to settle for $15,000 over the Spears molestation video, which is not much, right? Which is not much when your son can potentially, at the time he was 7, could have
someone have to go to jail if he ain't dead.
Right. So the lawsuit accuses Haddish and Spears of intentional infliction of emotional distress, gross neglect, sexual battery, sexual harassment, and sexual abuse of a minor.
So where were the Funny or Die producers when all this was going on? Like,
right, because someone would have had to film it. Right.
Yeah.
So if it was performed, I'm sure it's going to come to light where that video is going to surface. Right now, there is no video populating, or maybe it was hidden once it realized what was happening. Haddish is saying that this is a bogus claim. Spears has not spoke out about it at all.
That's funny. He ain't said nothing, but he had all that stuff to say about Lizzo last week. Like, what you
right? The two of them together will face the consequences of pursuing this frivolous action, is what the attorney said. If this is true, so the plaintiff's mother has been trying to assert these bogus claims against Miss Haddish for several years. Is what the attorney Andrew Bretler, who is Haddish's attorney, said in a statement on TMZ. Every attorney who has initially taken on her case, and there were several others, ultimately dropped the matter once it became clear that the claims were meritless and Miss Haddish would not be shaken down. Wow. Now Miss Morris has her adult daughter representing herself in the lawsuit. So Haddish camp is saying this is bogus. Haddish hasn't spoken out again, and Spears has not said anything. For a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old to allege that you said that they were going to be something. I mean, right. So we've heard this before, like with Michael Jackson. What we know with R. Kelly is true.
The thing about the Michael Jackson thing was, though, like, they disparaged his name enough to where it did enough damage to, even when the truth came out,
everybody still said it was,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so,
right,
like, you know, those are serious allegations, bro. Like, you gotta be on your P's and Q's. Like, I mean, I pray that gets resolved. I don't want to say anything about it because I don't.
Right. So yeah, the young woman who's 22 said that she was physically, emotionally, and mentally uncomfortable as she was being instructed to do certain things in this video. And she was paid $100 and then sent home. She did not tell her mother about the incident at that time. So I guess she told her later. And then in 2015, you know, that's when Haddish pitched to the 7-year-old. I don't take Tiffany Haddish to be a pedophile. I don't know.
You didn't take Bill Cosby to be.
We didn't. So the reality is, all this is alleged, and we will know what the truth is.
Yeah, and I say that as a Tiffany Haddish fan, like, you know what I mean. You got to remain unbiased in these type of things until you get some kind of truth, because we're not gonna be the ones where, like, 4 or 5 years later, people are showing a clip of us like, oh, that's what they said. Nah, bro. Like,
right? No, not at all. Because I do believe still innocent until proven guilty. But I also feel like between one party and another party in the middle is a truth somewhere.
I have to ask the question. This would be a high profile case because of who Tiffany Haddish is. Why would all the lawyers drop this case?
Right. Because there was no proof or evidence, more than likely. But again, I don't know. This is a story that was just released maybe about an hour ago.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's before we shoot. So we will keep you posted, because right now this is all we have. But if there's a video that surfaces, that is a totally different story, and we'll be back on here to talk about where that goes.
Gonna move right on to the main ingredient.
Let's go right ahead.
Moving into the main ingredients, one of our main topics today. So after a lot of requests, Usher has finally revealed why he will not participate in a versus. So when they asked him, he said, I think if you ever came to my show, you will understand that I don't even think a versus could handle all the songs that I have, to be honest. It's like I could do it by myself. It's great to celebrate music. He said, I'm a different animal, man. I'm cut from a different cloth. Nobody wants that smoke with my songs. Shakeerah.
So
we've seen everyone from Gladys Knight, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Right. And it's not, and what people got to realize is, right, especially when you're established as much as Usher is established, you won't lose your cred. Like, you just added a whole nother year in Vegas. That's how popular you are. And I'm going to make it to one of these shows because I really do want to see him in concert. However, I thought about it the other day when I was watching, unfortunately, the completely what's the word?
I feel it.
When I was watching the cheater Neo on Drink Champs, I really thought I would love to see Neo and Usher go on the verses.
He ain't got enough.
No, he has a lot.
I'm talking his own songs. Or you talking about songs he's written? Because he's got songs he's written.
Now he does.
I don't want to hear that Sean Garrett verses that they had previously. I'm talking about hit for hit. The only
Neo. First of all, I was listening
Neo
to his album.
Usher hits though.
What I'm saying is, it would be a really entertaining, good battle. Not for the fact, I'm not comparing him to say he's as good as Usher, but what I'm saying is he does the whole dance moves. It would be a really entertaining show. Like,
no, No,
Neo and Usher would
Usher
be a great versus.
Don't mention Neo and his dance moves in the same breath with Usher.
Listen,
is that? Is that the New Jersey talking?
I listened to. I was listening to Neo's albums over the weekend or whatever last week, and was like, I really think it compare with Usher, like ballads and come on. Okay. Anyway, well, I honestly think
best songs. The only person who would come close to that battle that's current is Chris Brown. Yeah, that's the only person.
That's a whole nother generation.
It's not. Where do you think Neo came out?
Neo came out in the 90s.
No, he did not. Neo came out
and
Neo came out the same time, around the same time Chris Brown came out. How do I know? Because it was a whole phase. Anyway, like I was saying before, the only person who could compete in a versus battle with everything, and you said dancing, is Chris Brown.
Neo first album was in 2006. Okay. You said it wasn't the 90s. It wasn't the 90s. It was 2006. I'm sorry. However, I really think it would be good. But anyway, I also say that Usher is the first of the first. And the reality is he's allowed to talk his ish, and he's allowed to say, can't nobody come close to me. Because the reality is, I don't think nobody can. Chris Brown could give him a run, but he's still gonna have to bow down at the end of that versus.
But even Chris Brown said that when Chris Brown got his, even Chris Brown said that that's not something he would do generally out of respect, because he said
he would have to bow down.
Usher, well, I'm not going to.
He would have to bow down.
You're telling the truth. So my question,
I'm not saying, I mean, Chris is awesome, so I'm not negating that.
Is Usher the king of R&B?
Yeah, because R. Kelly is a pedophile.
Why you mentioning that man name on our show?
Because it's a pedophile. We were talking about pedophiles earlier. So
yeah,
but I just say that to say, I think for my generation, I won't go to the 80s because he doesn't compare. But for my generation, Usher is that. Okay. Usher is that for my generation. Usher is that. Yeah. For the next generation, Chris Brown is that.
Okay. I mean, as long as you don't say like, what's buddy name they be doing all the covers?
Who?
I can't remember his name. He signed the Rich Gang.
I don't know.
Buddy be doing the
I know. Whoever do E-I-O, Mary Had a Little Lamb. No. No.
Oh.
No. Whoever singing the alphabet song. No. So no.
So Usher is king. I accept it. I accept it.
Yeah, now I'm not gonna say like for in all of music he'd be pushing himself, like no, because he looked up to Bobby Brown.
So I want to say this, and it's about to be an unpopular opinion. Yeah, I like Bobby Brown.
I love Bobby Brown. What you about to say about Bobby?
Bobby's a legend.
He is.
And I'm trying to understand how y'all gave Bobby the king of R&B legend moniker when Bobby wasn't even singing half of his songs.
Because Bobby's Bobby.
Why do we disrespect Ralph Tresvant like this? Because
Ralph didn't have the kahunas to come up and get in the forefront like Bobby.
You seen the New Edition biopic? He tried, and the man kept holding him down, and they kept giving Bobby try after try.
Right, so
Bobby was out here doing Ja Rule Thug Love. Are you serious? And I love Bobby, yo. Don't let me get this, you know what I'm saying, get this misconstrued, you know what I'm saying? This is not a Shakeerah on Beyonce type thing. I'm just trying to understand how we keep disrespecting Ralph Tresvant like this.
Ralph Tresvant got it too. But Bobby is Bobby. And every time everybody's seen that video when he was on the floor humping, Bobby's Bobby. That's just
basically, y'all just some freaks, and y'all just want to see.
He's a whole entertainer. No, he is a
but Ralph Tresvant was.
Everybody loves Beyonce. She's a whole entertainer. What are we talking about?
Hold on. Do not compare Bobby Brown's record to Beyonce. You're not gonna do that today. I'm not gonna let the Beyonce slander happen today. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, even when you watch the Bobby Brown movies and you hear the interviews, they're even telling you Bobby had so many issues. Ralph was the one singing the damn songs. So why won't you Ralph Tresvant that love? We don't want to
give him credit. I don't know. We don't want to.
Money can't buy you love.
We don't want to. But he should. Ralph Tresvant, we give you your flowers right now. On this show.
Them. You talking about Bobby humping the floor and D-Nice using his finger. Yo, you want some, yo.
You know what? Whatever. At the end of the day, Bobby's Bobby. Bobby's Bobby. And that's it.
Bobby wasn't Ralph. Ralph was getting the girls.
Ralph, first of all, and he did a solo album, and it was good.
But it didn't get the love it was supposed to, though.
Because he didn't dance.
People like you was wanting to see Bobby Brown hump the damn ground.
No, I didn't want to see Bobby hump the ground.
You just said Bobby was Bobby because Bobby was humping the ground.
Bobby stood out. He stood out, just like Beyonce stood out. Wait a minute.
We just said we're not bringing up Beyonce and compare her to Bobby Brown.
I'm not comparing her to Bobby Brown. But what I'm saying is, in her group, she stood out. The rest of them, they could sing.
They all stood out. Kelly stood out too.
All right, I'm not doing this with you.
Yo,
I'm not doing this with you. First of all, I love Kelly. But what I'm saying is,
the disrespect on this R&B tip about to stop. Kelly stood out too. What are you talking about?
Kelly is not selling out stadiums of with $1,000 tickets for
you
everybody.
Don't know that. You don't know that because you ain't never seen a Kelly.
Oh boy, that's not true. Anyway, I give Kelly her props because I love every album she's ever done solo.
Hater, bro. You're a hater.
I'm really not.
You hate on me every day. You hate on Beyonce every other day. Now you hating on Kelly Rowland and Ralph Tresvant. Like, come on, yo. Move on.
They were next. They were up next. Up next.
Damn, move on.
Anyway, we're gonna move to a topic you like talking about since you started this, talking about how you ready for love. So let's talk about this.
This is not even the same type of topic.
Anyway, dating situationships. Okay. Now, Will knows a lot about dating situationships.
Whoa! That's what we know today, guys. Okay, continue on with your slander. That's fine. I'm just here.
So, is in regards to a dating situationship, making a deal with friends for sex, for green cards, getting married, helping somebody out with a green card, helping someone have a kid, or just helping someone fulfill a need. Now, this is not my forte.
This motherfucker been watching Scandal. Continue.
Well, everybody watches Scandal. But I'm saying in the real world, this happens where people who have friends that are the opposite sex, or maybe you go another route. You're like, you know what? It's dry season. We going into cuffing season and I have nobody to cuff. And can we just, be temporary cuff season partners? And then, you look over and the person like, maybe we can. And you do it. But
that's
then
how they say it to you?
What? Oh, I don't know. I've never had that happen to me, actually. But this is what we're talking about on that show. It doesn't mean it happened. Okay. Or you know what? I'm getting up in age. I'm in my late 30s, early 40s, and really I don't have nobody. So you seem like a good guy. You got your stuff together. You got income. You making money or whatever. Your genes is good. The family look like they're gonna live long. How about we have a baby together? You down with that? And then
Woo!
then
I'm sorry, go ahead.
then
Exactly,
y'all look at each other and you're like, you know what? Maybe we should do that. Possibly. Third scenario. You've been knowing the person for a long time. Y'all probably went to high school, probably didn't go to college, but you went to high school together. You know them, they work, they're good people. And they're like, listen, I need to stay in the US. And right now, in order for me to not get deported, I'm gonna need you to be my friend and just let's go down the courthouse, get married. And we only got to be married for like 2 to 3 years. And that way I can stay in the US and then we get divorced. Like, you think you're gonna be marrying somebody in like 3 years? Because if not, we could do this. And then that way you saving me, I'll hook you up with some money and we golden. Maybe. So the question is, in this dating situationships, what if it is the last resort? Are you helping your friend out in these situations, or are you not helping your friend out in these situations? Talk to me, Will. Talk to me.
First of all, there's way too many women out here for that to be the last resort for me. Okay, I'm just gonna put that out there. I ain't saying that arrogantly. I lived in Atlanta for years. Atlanta used to say Atlanta is like the women to men ratio is 9 to 1.
No, it's 10. It's 10 to 1.
It's 10 to 1 now?
It's 10 to 1 now. And it might be going to 12, but I'm gonna go 10.
Okay, so I can clearly go back to Atlanta, shoot my shot at somebody, give her some strawberry Fanta, and we go together. So that's never gonna be a last resort to me. Now,
but what if it's about you being a good friend because she is in Atlanta and the ratio is 10 to 1.
So you mean for like kids? Like, cause now I have had
kids, sex, or temporary marriage. Which one? What if you only had what if you had to choose one of these 3 options? Which one would it be?
Like, I gotta choose to give her
we just gonna be cuff buddies for the winter. I'll drop my seed. Or
why are you talking like a 70s blaxploitation film when you say these things? What the fuck is going on?
or you're gonna help him out for 3 years for a green card.
So I don't know shit you talking about with this green card thing. You're not about to get me to be out here.
I know people have done it, so it's a real scenario.
Listen, because I know the government listening and watching. I don't know what she's talking about as far as that. Now, as far as I do have friends, like I do have a what you call it? I do have a standing agreement with a friend that we're never gonna fulfill. Where it's like, yo, if we're both not married by 40, like we'll get married. I've had those agreements with a couple people before.
How are you never going to fulfill it? I'm 41 and I'm not married, and it's really possible for a woman to be 40. I have
that's not really something that
40 and we are not married
because there's a lot of people out here, and we always end up finding people when we're not looking for them. You got to stop looking.
It's hard to find good relationships.
Fam, look where you are.
The older you get,
it doesn't matter. Look at where you are. It doesn't matter.
The older you get, the harder it is. So, okay, answer my question then. Which one would you choose?
I wouldn't choose none of them shits.
I'm telling you, you only have 3 options.
I would clearly choose the sex. I mean, okay, we finna be fucking for a while. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing but a little. But
what if one of y'all catch feelings?
Then that's where we gotta you gotta be mature enough to have those conversations with people. I mean, I'm not at that point in my life anymore. I mean, I used to be where it's like, but yo, monkeypox out here, the cough. I'm not trying to be out here, you know what I'm saying, looking like 50 Cent in that straight to DVD movie. The kids thing, I do know 1 or 2 people who have asked me that before, like, yo, like, you know, I know you want to be a father, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah. What do you think about this? And it never truly goes anywhere as far as the conversation, because for me, when I have kids, man, I hate to sound corny and old fashioned. When I have kids, yo, I want to be with the mother of my child. I'm not trying to just
That's
be
not
out
corny
here.
or old fashioned. That's
I'm not trying to be just
family.
now. If it is a situation where it's like it's the homie and it's like, she, she about to lose her uterus to like Goku or something in Dragon Ball Z.
What?
I would. That's what I'm saying. Like it's so far fetched. Like
it's really not though. I mean, there are people out here making these situations. Now, granted, I will put a disclaimer. This is not my situation.
You randomly came up with this shit and you had
did
talking
come up
points
with it
and
because
everything.
it is good conversation, because it's things out here happening in these streets because people are getting desperate. Like, I really want a child,
like
and I don't want to choose. People, a lot, especially women, right? You're getting older. You really don't want to choose some random book of sperm donors, but you really want a child. And
you gotta move on. How did he? Yes, I gotta move on. Yeah.
Don't do that ever again in your life. So anyway.
Okay. Full seriousness. The kid thing is something that I have considered before with a friend, and it was because of the situation that was going on with her. By God's beautiful grace, it didn't end up having to happen because other things happened for her health, and that did change it. I have had friends be like, "Yo, I see you out here. I think you'd be a great father. What do you think about this?" Blah blah blah. And I mean, you when you're looking at friends, like you're ultimately going to consider it because it's like, yo, this person, you can consider this person. Maybe you and this person could grow into something that's possible, but ultimately it's like no, because you want it to happen organically. The sex thing happens all the time. Happen in college. You know what I'm saying? It happened in grad school. It happens all the time. Like the sex thing is something that just, you meet a joint at the bar. Oh, hey, you like chicken nuggets? I like chicken nuggets too. Cool. Let's go fuck.
That's how easy
Oh,
it is.
you don't want no sweet and sour sauce? Cool. Then you perfect for me because I don't like to share my sweet and sour sauce. Sometimes that shit happens. You know what I'm saying? But the green card thing, I ain't never heard of that shit before. That's some damn Tom Cruise movie.
People do it
in 2006 or something.
People do it.
I don't know about that.
People do it because they want to keep
my thought process is when you're bringing kids into a situation, you have to consider all options. Because the first thing you got to think about, especially if you're talking about having a kid with your friend, is what does their dating life look like? Like, you're not about to have a kid with you and you out here fucking with Trinidad James' little brother on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? And he got the trap house coming out your crib. You know what I'm saying? He driving your Nissan Maxima everywhere. Like, that's not about to be happening. You're not about to have my kid. It's not about to be a Jody and Yvette situation. You know what I'm saying? Where that nigga is, where Buddy and he in the crib and he kicking over my son for it because I'm gonna kill you and him. You know what I'm saying? So when I think of, I'm just saying, like, you put it out there, so I'm thinking about things in my head that could happen.
Okay,
if Buddy kick over my son for it, I'm fucking him up. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Him, Yvette,
the
East Siders, all of it. They all got to go.
So last question.
My son Ford over while he was watching We Bear Bears. We gotta rumble, big dog. One of us gotta go, and it's gonna be you. I'm too fat to run, so you already know what's going to happen. That pew pew. You know what I'm saying? I'm all with it, ladies, at all times. If you pick my son Ford over, dog, it's a wrap.
Okay, we went on a rant.
Mother.
Okay,
I'm the baby out here. I am the baby out here for my kids.
Let's reel it on back. Okay, last question and relates to dating situationships. What is your deal breaker in a relationship or dating situation? A person who can't make a decision. That's a lot of women. What are you talking about? Well, then that's my deal breaker. You're an adult. Now I understand, like, you can't make decisions about eating. I understand that you can't make small decisions, but major life decisions, if I see a pattern, well, that and selfishness, because I hate a selfish ass person. If I see a pattern of you where, like, you cannot make a decision to save your life, that's a turn off for me. Because here's the thing that I consider when
when dating a woman. And you all have your things and all that too. Like, I got mad sisters, I got mad homegirls. I listen to things that happen. My thing is this: there could be a potential point in life, and I think I told you this before, and I had to clear it up. There could be a potential point in life when you have my kid, and you might have to be a single mother. Like, Lord forbid, what if something happens to me? What if I got to do a bid because Donald Trump put the papers in my back seat? You know what I'm saying? I think about stuff that happens, and I think about how strong and resilient of a person are you? Like, can I count on you? And I've been in a situation before with a woman where she could not make a fucking decision to save her life. And you have to understand how infuriating that was for me. And it got bad because in those situations, I want to save and protect you. But at the same token, in those situations, also, I've been told by my female homegirls that that's a negative because now you're becoming her crutch.
Yeah.
So that selfishness and a woman who takes herself too seriously. Those are my deal breakers.
It's probably don't
get on my fucking car, yo. If I turn on motherfucking Michael Jackson, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, you need to be singing the girl part. Don't just be sitting there looking at me. Vibe out and enjoy the song. Here.
But what if
it's not? But it's not really demands, yo. It's stuff it could, because you have to think about it.
No, but it is demands because it's demands based on your personality.
They're not. I'm not a demanding person. I'm willing to work with someone who, like, because you may have been in a relationship before where you had to be super serious because you was with a nut ass motherfucker, or you may have been in a situation before.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You may have come up in a situation.
Like, I think certain people bring certain things out of people, right? So, like, you're super duper silly, and
but I can also be very serious. I don't think everybody knows that.
You can. It's a little bit of balance. I think it's more silly than serious, but I still that to say.
She slanders me.
But you getting with someone serious, like, are you immediately gonna knock her for?
No.
I remember I dated someone. So I always date silly people, like, to be honest. Well, not always. No, not always. I used to. I have. Let's put it this way. I have. And when I started to, like, as I started to get older and I started to get more into whatever it was I was doing, I would get a little serious. I got more serious, and that person we drifted because he was like, oh, you're not as fun as you used to be. And it's like, well, life is happening and I can't be as fun,
That's different though. That's different because here's the thing.
Because then you also don't want a silly girl either that's laughing so much that she don't know how to actually, like, know.
Everything's about right. Everything's about balance. So you have to consider this, right? When you start dating, we're in our 30s. We don't have time for the bullshit anymore. When you start dating or courting a woman, y'all begin to see tendencies with each other of how they act. Like, I can see within the first few conversations if the shit is going to work, because I can tell a confrontational ass woman, like, everything, if everything with you is a debate, bro, like, what's your problem, dog? Relax.
That's me. Like, I'm a debater. I am a debater. But I think there is maturity that comes along with that too, because I have dated somebody and we debated like crazy, and I used to be like,
was it arguments though?
This is not gonna work. Well, it was just like, because I felt like it wasn't gonna work, because I feel like every time I said something, there was like him saying something, and I'm like, are you intentionally trying to argue with me?
Exactly.
And that was like, this is not going to work, because if you like to argue, I don't like to argue. Like,
exactly.
I am not an arguer.
Shut the fuck up.
So I'm not an arguer
at all. That bugs me. You know what I hate though? I hate, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get slandered from the homegirls that are watching. I hate you got Sagittarius in your chart, so you must be like this. Especially when the shit is not even valid. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. I do firmly believe that it can be valid. right? I don't know what that is. I do firmly believe that this can be valid.
You didn't hear me.
I do firmly believe that can be valid. However, if you're basing our entire compatibility,
I'm not into astrology. I do believe certain people that were born certain times do have some similarities or whatever the case may be.
That's astrology, big dog.
I just said that.
You said you don't believe in astrology.
Correct, I don't.
But everything you just mentioned is astrology.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't yes, I was born in April. Yes, I'm a Taurus. Yes, I'm stubborn. Yes, most people that were born in April is stubborn. However, at the end of the day, like, who has created me, I'm not as stubborn as I once was because of maturity, because of life, because of whatever. But yeah, there was a time where it was like, when I said no, it is freaking no, and that is it, and there is no changing, and you cannot change my mind. And if you think you can, you never. Now, one thing is for sure, like, when I'm stuck on something, I'm stuck on something. But I say that to say, I don't believe in that fact of meeting somebody and reading their charts and knowing what sign, moon, and what star they belong to, and everything about them because they were born during this time. I don't agree with that. That's not my thing. I believe in God, so I know
I'm
that.
I'm not against it, but I also feel like if my thing is not the belief in astrology, my issue is if you're basing our entire compatibility off of that,
people do that, and there are a lot of people that's like, oh, I don't deal with this. Now I'll say, yeah, the people that have dated in the past happen to be fellow what they call earth signs, Virgos, Taurus, what's the other one? A few of them, whatever, Leos. But I can also say those relationships didn't work out. So that don't mean that I'm supposed to be,
because you're a bullheaded Taurus. So
I'm not a bullheaded Taurus. So don't put a label on me. Don't put a label on me. Anyway,
I've went to school with you. We've been podcast partners for years. You're pretty boy.
No, I'm not bullheaded.
You've yelled at me for simple things.
I am passionate.
That later you should have apologized for it, and your apology was just like, oh, all right.
Okay, like, granted. Then say that. I'm not good at coming back with an apology. I will, though. I will apologize to you. It just depends. If I felt like I was right, you're not getting an apology. If I felt like I was right, you're not getting an apology.
But you're gonna be right though. That's the thing. That's a weird thing about it. Because you're a bullheaded Taurus.
According to who? Anyway, moving on. We're not doing this. So seasonings and spices. We are going to our last topic for the day. Well, two things. Well, no. Yeah, so Joseph Shakeerah was throwing shots at Gianni Paolo. I don't say his name right. They are both, of course, stars on two different Power Chronicles that is created by 50 Cent. Mm-hmm. And so he pretty much like threw a shot on social media and was just saying like, you wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for me. That's what Joseph Shakeerah said to him. Yeah, like, and so Gianni was like, there's room for all of us or whatever. You didn't, I give you your props, but there's room for all of us. I don't know if it's white boy to white boy kind of thing, or if it's just a young generation with the whole power thing, because Joseph Shakeerah has been a part of Power. Then he got his own spinoff show. So he looking like Gianni need to cut it out. But I was going to ask, do you think there's one power better than the other? Do you have a favorite?
I do have a favorite.
Which is?
Actually, it's a tie. It's probably between Ghost and Raising Kanan. Power's cool. I mean,
Raising Kanan is not part of Power.
Yes, it's a Power joint.
Okay, I didn't think that was okay. I didn't realize that was a part of
it. Tommy's joint is cool.
It's getting better.
It takes so long to get into it. Ghost is dope because I like the storyline there, and then I also like Raising Kanan because I'm a period piece type person. Like I love stuff about the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
me
like I
too.
vibe with that.
Raising Kanan and Ghost is probably my top two.
But them arguing or whatever.
Oh, BMF though, but that's totally different. That's not Power.
Yeah, BMF is not Power. Them arguing is stupid as hell to me, because it's like, yo, bro, like both of y'all got jobs, both of y'all are, you know, on these like black shows, and you doing the damn thing, like, yo, just show love. And everybody keep talking about Power. Snowfall is the motherfucking show.
Snowfall is that show. Snowfall, and he not even American. Snowfall is that show. I can't wait for the next season.
Yeah, so that's that with that.
So yeah, I hope it's not the last season, because I feel like it's probably
Snowfall
gonna go there. Yeah,
Snowfall's it. This is last season.
That was it, right? That was
no
done.
this upcoming season.
Yeah, this has to be, because where else would they go in the show? So yeah, so I feel like there's room to eat on both places, but I just wanted to get your opinion on what's your best Power. Social media going crazy over the Jay-Z verse of God Did It with DJ Khaled. Album just dropped. Your question is, Jay-Z the best? Is he the best? I'm not gonna say the best. Is he in my top 5? Yeah, he's in my top 5.
Wait, you saying Jay-Z's not the best rapper?
The best rapper ever?
Yeah.
No, did I ever say that?
No. Who's the best rapper ever?
I can't tell you. I don't have an answer for that. He's in my top 5 though.
So you don't know who the best rapper is, but
Jay-Z is not the best rapper ever.
Who is the best rapper ever then? Please tell me.
I can't give you a name. I can't give you a best rapper name. I don't feel like there is one best rapper.
Bro, I feel like you're gonna say like Tretch because you're from Jersey. Oh my god.
Yeah, first of all, I love Tretch, but I definitely wouldn't say him.
She said Jay-Z's not the best.
Anyway, okay, so
the God MC?
Jay-Z is the best to you. That's what you're saying.
The God MC?
He's not. I'm saying he's in my top 5.
The only person who can get with Hove lyrically is Biggie Smalls and Black Thought. Nobody else.
You don't think Nas is in that category?
Nas is nice, but Nas ain't doing what Hove is doing, yo. It's not. I love Nas, but the thing about Nas is Nas be having some trash ass beats.
His beats be whack, and you can't even appreciate his verse because the beat is.
Yo. When I think about that, I have to put that into consideration.
I agree.
My top 5 right now. My top 5 right now is Hove, Big, Black Thought, Common, and Rakim. Because I mean, I'm a young boy, but I grew up on hip hop. Like this video of me on the stairs at 3, rapping lyric for lyric. Like I love hip hop. Everybody's top 5 is different, but I cannot fathom how Jay-Z is not
my number 1. It's not. He's not. I'm not. He might be number 2, but he's not number 1.
But that's the thing. If you can't tell me who number 1 is, you have no real reason why Jay-Z's not number 1. And
that's
I feel like, true. And I feel, you know what I feel like it is, and the reason why I'm bringing this up.
Oh my gosh! Do not say got nothing to do with his wife.
I feel like it's the Beyonce hate.
Do not.
It's the Beyonce hate.
It's not.
It's the Beyonce hate.
He was out before her. That don't count.
But you got beef with her, so you carrying your beef over with Hov?
No, I don't have beef with Hov.
Young Hov for the God nigga. Answer me.
What?
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I'm everywhere. You ain't never there. Nigga, why would I ever care? Pound for pound, I'm the best to ever come around here. Exclude nobody. Look what I embody. The soul of a hustler. I really ran the streets. That Jay-Z?
Is that my number 1?
But you don't have a number 1. So
but I don't have to say it's Jay-Z.
If you don't have a number 1, it's Beyonce hate because you can't even think of anybody else better than Jay-Z.
That's not true.
That's what it is. Listen, I know you. You love hip hop. You love music in general. If you cannot say that Jay-Z is not the number 1 rapper, but you're saying that there is another number one rapper, but you can't figure out who it is
because
I
can't tell you that I have
This is the perfect way to end the episode. This is the perfect way to end the episode is on your blasphemy. I'm done here.
Whatever. Anyway, moving on to our top it off, finish out, whatever.
Crazy.
This meal is over because he's whatever.
I'm throwing all the food on the table.
What are you watching? In the pot. What are you listening to? Go.
I'm listening to Hove, the God MC. You know what I'm saying? That's who I'm listening to. What I'm watching right now, I'm watching Rap Shit. Rap Shit, the season finale. It's an amazing show. If you have not watched it yet, I definitely recommend watching it. I'm watching Lakers Dynasty on Hulu, the real story of the LA Lakers. And One just dropped a really, really dope history of And One mixtape. I hate when we fucking let people come in and gentrify our shit. That's what I feel when I watch that shit. And I'm getting ready to watch the story of Manti Te'o. Manti Te'o is the dude who apparently had the fake girlfriend and he was a Heisman Trophy candidate. So that's what I'm watching right now. Listening to Hove, God MC. India Sean's album is awesome. If you have not heard that, definitely listen to that. Ari Lennox just dropped a joint. She can ready to drop her album.
I like that.
And the boy JID.
Good. I'm listening to God Did. I'm listening to Khaled's album. Watching. I'm really just scrolling on Netflix. I'm not really watching nothing that's exciting. I'm just time fillers. And
She-Hulk. She-Hulk is really good. If you haven't seen She-Hulk, I would suggest watching She-Hulk.
What's that on?
Meg Thee Stallion is on Disney Plus. Meg Thee Stallion was just on there. You know what I'm saying? She was twerking. It was beautiful.
What kind of show is it? She-Hulk.
She-Hulk is a Marvel show.
Okay.
It's literally the Hulk, but it's She-Hulk. It's a woman version of it. So it's really
good. I actually had the figurine as a kid, like not She-Hulk, but like She-Man. So I'm assuming it's similar.
Big dog, She-Man and She-Hulk are not the same thing. You just tried to send me and you was wrong. Yo, listen to this episode, yo. I'm tired of disrespect.
Anyway, he's on
Mr. Clark.
So he's on one.
East Side.
Again, this has been another great episode. We want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with the craziness that goes on this show, especially by Will.
Shakeerah's constant disrespect on a constant basis.
Y'all know what it is. All right. Until we see you again next time. Until we see you in another episode. Peace.
Keep the main thing. Stop lying to yourself. Love Beyonce.
Be safe out there.